At just 20, a young king inherited a fragile kingdom surrounded by enemies. Within 13 years, he would conquer most of the known world. But here's the mystery. How did a man so young command armies, defeat empires, and march thousands of miles without losing control of his men? The answer wasn't just ambition, it was discipline. And the habits that shaped that discipline began long before the world knew the name Alexander the Great, the boy who refused comfort. Alexander was born in 356 BC in the kingdom of Macedon. His father was the powerful king Philip II of Macedon. His mother, Olympias, believed her son was destined for greatness. But destiny alone doesn't create conquerors. Discipline does. While other royal children enjoyed luxury, Alexander trained relentlessly. He practiced combat daily. He studied strategy. He learned to control his emotions. Because in war, emotion is weakness. One day, a massive horse was brought to the royal court. No one could tame it. The horse was wild, violent, uncontrollable. Even the experienced soldiers failed. Then, a 12-year-old Alexander stepped forward. The court laughed, but Alexander noticed something others did not. The horse was afraid of its own shadow. So he calmly turned the horse towards the sun. Then he mounted it and rode away. That horse became legendary. Its name was Bucephalus. King Philip watched in amazement. Then he said words history would never forget. "My son, Macedonia is too small for you." The teacher who shaped a king. Alexander's father understood something important. A powerful warrior must also have a powerful mind. So he brought one of the greatest philosophers in history to teach the young prince. His name was Aristotle. Under Aristotle, Alexander studied philosophy, science, literature, medicine, politics, but most importantly, he learned self-control. Aristotle taught him that a ruler must first conquer himself before conquering others. That lesson would shape Alexander forever. Then everything changed. In 336 BC, Alexander's father was assassinated. At just 20 years old, Alexander became king. But the kingdom was unstable. Rebellions erupted. Enemies prepared to attack. Many believed the young king would fail, but they underestimated his discipline. Alexander moved quickly. He crushed rebellions. He united the Greek states. And then he turned his attention toward the greatest empire of the time, the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire was ruled by Darius III. It was the most powerful empire on earth. Its army was massive, its wealth unimaginable. Yet Alexander marched straight toward it, not with the largest army, but with the most disciplined one. His soldiers marched thousands of miles, through mountains, through deserts, through enemy territory, and Alexander shared their hardships. He slept on the ground. He ate the same food as his men. He marched beside them. This created loyalty no gold could buy. Then came one of the most decisive battles in history, the Battle of Gaugamela. Alexander's army was vastly outnumbered. The Persian army stretched across the battlefield like an ocean. Most commanders would retreat, but Alexander had trained his army with ruthless discipline. His formation stayed tight. His cavalry moved with precision, and at the perfect moment, Alexander charged directly toward Darius. The Persian king panicked and fled. That moment shattered the Persian Empire. Victory after victory followed. Alexander conquered Egypt, Persia, Mesopotamia, parts of India. He built one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. But the secret wasn't just strategy. It was the discipline he practiced every day. He studied constantly. He trained constantly. He pushed himself harder than anyone around him, because Alexander believed one thing: a leader must never demand more from others than he demands from himself. But here's something most people don't realize. Alexander's greatest enemy wasn't another army. It was his own ambition. As his empire expanded, maintaining discipline became harder, and even great leaders can lose control. But the early discipline he built had already changed history forever. By the age of 32, Alexander had conquered more land than almost any ruler before him. But his life ended suddenly in 323 BC. His empire would later divide, but his legend remained, because Alexander proved something timeless. Greatness is not built in a single moment. It is built through daily discipline. The story of Alexander the Great teaches a powerful lesson. Talent may open doors, ambition may start the journey, but only discipline can build greatness that changes the world. The habits you build today shape the empire you create tomorrow.